everybody. Today I bring to you JS Hobbies and Paper Phenomenon collaboration. Yay! So, yes, JS Hobbies and Paper Phenomenon are collaborating. So, today I am bringing to you the first of many tutorials that JS Hobby design team members will be creating using Kathy King's tutorials with her exclusive hidden hinge binding system. You can purchase these tutorials through paperphenomenon.com. So this tutorial will include, yay, so excited, what you just saw, the Christmas house and the perfect 6x6 mini album. And you can get that over at paperphenomenon.com. Okay? And then from JS Hobbies, you can purchase this beautiful paper by Stamperia. It's the Christmas vintage paper that we will be using to create our beautiful house and our beautiful mini album. So, you will also need Tyvek, okay, that you can get over at JS Hobbies. So you will need a piece of that. You will also need some black cardstock, or white cardstock, or red cardstock, whatever you choose your color in. You will need, to create the mini album only, okay, you will need two 12x12 black, or you could use another color of 12x12 chipboard, okay? So you will need two of those for your mini album. You will also need a punch, a decorative punch of your choice. Okay, I'm going to be using this one. This one is found over at JS Hobbies. You will need some score tape. You will need some art glitter glue. You will also need some little, you will need lace, and then your decorative items as well. So I'm using what I got over at JS Hobbies. And then you will also need your basics. So you will need your scissors. And you will need your scoreboard. And you will need a cutting trimmer. And you will need a ruler. Okay? So you will need all your basics, including whatever decorative papers and chipboard you decide to use. Okay? So, yay, let's go ahead and get started. Okay, guys. So, to begin our album, okay, you're going to need your chipboard, and I've already cut mine out. So, okay. And then your Tyvek you'll use for your spine here. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put this down here. Okay, and all of the measurements will be inside of the tutorial from Paper Phenomenon. And this is going to be, again, for the Christmas house and the perfect 6x6 mini album. So right now we're just doing the mini album, and then later on we'll go to the house. Yay! So I'm going to go ahead and put this on here. And to do that, you're going to go ahead and we're going to go ahead and put on some tape on our spine. Okay. So we're just going to go ahead and put this right down here. And the score tape that I'm using is the 1/4 inch. Okay. So you will definitely need that size of score tape. Okay. And then I'm going to go ahead and blend this in. Just like this. And then I went ahead and marked the center of my my Tyvek, so I know exactly where to lay my spine. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and take that off of there and put this down. And this is the first time that I've ever used Tyvek on a mini albums. I'm pretty excited. And I'm just going to slide that right up there. Okay, good. All right, and then what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead, grab your score tape again, and you're going to put some score tape on the side of your spine here that you just laid down, okay? So right on the side here. And then you're going to go ahead and put some on the outer edge, okay? Right here. And again here. Okay, and that is perfect. And you will see how this works, and this will be awesome. So then here you're going to go ahead and you're going to, you can go ahead and back two chipboards if you want on each other to make a thicker cover, but I'm just going to use a single chipboards. These chipboards are really pretty thick, so I think I'm good with those. So I'm going to go ahead and just add a little bit of the score tape right here. That. I'm going to go ahead and varnish this down. Okay. And then you're going to go ahead and take this off. And take this one off. And then you're going to go ahead and peel away this one here. You're not going to peel away this part, just this part. The outer edge of that that score tape that we just put down, okay? And then you're going to go ahead and grab this one, okay? And let me make sure my tape is all in there. You're going to go ahead and butt this up against this strip right here. That's going to be where up against your spacer area here, okay? This is going to be your spacer. Okay, and then you can just go ahead and burnish that down. You're going to grab your other board, and we're just going to go ahead and put that up against our spacer. I want to make sure I have this on straight. And there we go. So, there we go. So, there is the start of our book. So, I am so excited. So, there we go. So, there's that. And then we're going to go ahead and cover this with, I'm going to go ahead and cover mine using some black cardstock that I got from JS Hobbies. This is the Heartfelt Creations cardstock. Okay, so now that we have this done, okay, we have our the start of our little book here. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and work on our cover for the book, okay, or for our album. go ahead and cover your mini album. And how we're going to do that is you're going to go ahead and take your paper, whatever color you're using for your cover of your book. Okay, you're going to go ahead and score it like you do in the tutorial. Okay, you're going to score it where Kathy tells you to, and we're going to go ahead and line the book up with those score marks. Okay, and then that will give us our cover, and we will go ahead and follow through. So, but before we do that, I'm going to go ahead and cover the back of my book. Okay, and to do that, you have to cover the whole thing, including your tie back. Okay, so to do that, I'm going to go ahead. I'm just going to put my tape on it, and I'm just going to go all the way down. Oops. And I'm just bringing it to the edge. Okay. Just bringing it right to the edge. And you can use, your score tape, your glue, whatever adhesive you have, however, whatever you want to use. I am using my score tape. Again, for this part, I'm using the 1/4 inch score tape. I'm going to lift that up a bit so I can get under here. Sometimes if I don't get to all the way to the end of my corners, I lift this up a little bit and put my score tape in that corner. Alrighty, and then I'm going to go ahead and place these sheets. Right here I have some score sheets that I had in my stash. I'm just going to go ahead and put those on here. And I'm just going to lay those right there, just like that. And then I'll probably put another piece of score tape in through at the bottom of here. I'm just lifting a little bit of this. I'm going to burnish this down. And I'm just going to lift this up a bit so I can put this over. Just like that. Lay that back down. Just like that. And just like that. And then I'm going to go ahead and burnish all of this in here, making sure it's nice and good. Nice and good. Okay. Oops. Okay, just like that. Make sure that this is all good in here. Alrighty. So next what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and, like, I'm going to go ahead and put these down. Okay. So this is where I know I need to lay my board. So just need to make sure this is where I want it. Okay, there's that one. And then there is this one. Okay, just like that. Okay, so that is going to create our cover. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead, and what I'm going to do is I am actually going to go ahead and just kind of making sure this is going to stick on there. This is kind of new for me. I've never done it this way before, so I'm a little nervous. So, okay, I'm going to go ahead and push my paper together just like this. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and remove my score tape in through here. And I'm going to remove a little bit at a time. Okay, I'm not going to do the whole thing. So I'm just removing a little bit at a time. And you can do this however you choose. You know, when you get your video or your tutorial from Paper Phenomenon, you can go through this however you want to. But you do it like this. And I'm going to go ahead and grab this. Take this back a little bit, kind of fold it back. Okay. And I'm just going to put a crease right there. Go in, crease those. Okay. My fingers are stuck. Okay. And then this will let me, actually I can go ahead and cut this too. And then I'm going to go ahead and grab my album, and I'm going to put it right where my score lines are. Just like that. Okay, so there is one side. Yay! That leaves this side here. So to do this part, I'm going to go ahead and just take this whole thing off right here. I'm going to go ahead and take the rest of these off. Okay. There's that. I'm going to butt this up a little bit here. Okay. Just like this. Okay. And I'm going to fold this over. Okay. And I'm just going to fold it right here. And I'm just sticking this down. I'm making sure that it's stuck down a little bit. And then I'm going to go ahead and place this over. Just like this. So I know that this down here, this is my score line. My score lines are right here on this paper. And Let's see if I can zoom in just a bit for y'all. Okay, and move this up. There we go. So there's my score lines, right? And I'm just a tad off on my paper, but I think it'll be okay because it's like less than, it's like teeny tiny bit. So I think it'll be okay. And then I'm just going to grab this, and I'm just going to take that off. And as I'm putting this down, I am burnishing it, okay? So there we go. So there is my album. So now what you're going to do is we are just going to go ahead and burnish this in, okay? I'm going to go ahead and burnish all of this in, and then I will be right back. Okay guys, I'm back. So the next thing you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and get your score tape, okay? And you're going to put it all the way around your album, okay? So you're going to put it around the inside or the edges of your album, okay? This way. And then you're going to go ahead and put it on the edges of your cover all the way around this way, okay? And then we're going to go ahead and burnish that in real good, okay? And for the tape, I just used my 3/8 of an inch tape, okay? And just burnishing this in. Really, really good. Okay. That's one thing you really want to do is when you're making the mini albums, you want to make sure that you're burnishing in your tape really good. Okay. Yeah. And then from here, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we are going to go, create our little notches in our paper, okay? You're going to miter the edges. And in order to do that, what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and measure 1/4 of an inch from here, okay, from the edge of your book. So for me, I am going to use, sometimes I draw a line and sometimes I don't. It just depends. This ruler is the Tim Holtz ruler, and I know that this right here is 1/4 inch on this line right here. So I usually get that and I measure it up. Okay. Then I go ahead and I draw a line. But however you want to do it, you could also, and I'm just kind of making like a triangle. It's usually what I do. However you want to do it. You can draw a line, or you can grab your X-Acto knife. I'm trying to locate mine. What is it? There it is. I've moved it. I forgot I put it in a new slot. So, okay. So, yeah. So I'm just going to go ahead and measure that 1/4 inch, and I can go ahead and just cut that, just like that. Okay. And sometimes I might have to cut it. So, can you grab my scissors? Just cut that, just like that. Okay. But you can do it however, what's easiest for you. So again, I'm just going to go ahead and make a little triangle. Usually I do. And try to find the edge of my little, my mini album. Okay. And then I just go ahead and grab my X-Acto knife and then just until it's but again, like I said, you can do it however you'd like. So those you can go ahead and throw away. And then what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead. Now you can use your ruler for this part, or you can use your bone folder. You're going to go ahead and grab your paper, and you're just going to lift that up. Okay? And you can just go ahead and bring that in like this. Okay? Now, there's another way you can do it, okay, where I have also taking my a bone folder, or whatever I use, and sorry, my computer is doing some strange things here, guys, so I apologize. So you can also use your bone folder or whatever, and you can go ahead and you can make your lines, but we already on the papers that we laid down here, we already scored them, so you don't need to do that if you don't want to, but it's totally however you want to do it. So here I'm just going to go ahead with this. And I'm just going to go ahead and push against that to create that crease. Okay, whoops. Just like that. Okay, and you can do the same thing on the other side. Alrighty. I think I might have to cut mine in a little bit more. I think I left too much, on it. Sorry, my head's getting in the way, you guys. So, I think I'm going to go ahead and take off just a tad more. Okay. So, I'm just going to go ahead and grab that. And cut that off. I just want to make sure that that they're measured right. I might have moved some. Oops. So, just a tad off. Okay, I think we're good. So the next thing what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to take off all of our tape, okay, and put this thing together. So I'm just going to take off all your tape, okay. And you're also going to take off your spacer tapes too. Okay. Now, what we're going to do is just going to go ahead and fold over our little areas, okay? So to do that, you're just going to go ahead and start with this side here, okay? Or the front, top or the bottom, whatever you want to do, okay? And I go ahead and I'm just going to lay this down just like this. Okay, and I'm actually going to burnish that in, okay, just like that. So I'm actually folding it while I'm varnishing it in, okay, just like that. And here we go. And I'm just going to go ahead and then this here, you're going to go ahead and just press those in just a bit. Just like that. Okay. Alright. And then the same thing on the other side here. So you're just going to flip it over and you're going to go ahead and then just bring this in and over. And bring it in. Over. Just like that. Okay. And then you're going to go ahead, again, you're just going to go ahead and get those little corners and kind of nudge them in a bit. Okay. And then you're going to go ahead and bring your other flaps in this way. Okay. So for that, you're going to go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and bring this. And there we go. Just like that. Okay. See, I kind of got this one a little bit. It's covered. It's just a little bit sticking out. I think it'll be okay. Okay. And then what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and you're going to crease that right there. So you're going to get in your little creases here, just like this. And you're going to put those down there. Okay, just like that. So our little book is forming. Yay! Okay, So there is our book. So it's all covered. You've got your seam down the middle here. And now we get to move on to the next part of decorating our book. I will be right back.